What is going on today? I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing pretty well today. Welcome to the Risen Fallen podcast. I am your host, Mark. And I hope you're doing well today. If it's the morning time, I hope you have a good day. If it's the evening or the afternoon, I hope you're having a good day. And if you're not, that's all right. In fact, that's kind of what this episode is going to be about. It's going to be a nice little short and sweet one. I'm just wrapping up my day here, about to get ready for bed. But I wanted to come on here and record a quick little episode for you all. And basically what this episode is going to be about is a little message that a very good friend of mine has kind of injected into my life. He's someone that's really close to me. I've been close with this guy for years and years. Went to high school together. We played rugby together. And we've gotten up to a lot of shenanigans together. But, a few weeks ago, probably about a month and a half ago, he came over and we were kind of just talking about some of the problems that I've been dealing with. And I was kind of stressed out that day. I was kind of going through a little bit of a rough patch in regards to having to get the surgery that I had to get done and a couple other things in my life that were stressing me out. And when he came over, he literally just kept saying to me, man, like he kept saying this one thing over and over and over again. And it really resonated with me. At first, it was kind of annoying to hear because I didn't believe it at the time. And I was in a frustrated mind state. And like when you get in those kind of headspaces where you're just looking at all your problems and you hear something that, should be an encouraging kind of statement or something that, a sentiment that should be uplifting, but you're just in one of those headspaces where it's just anything positive just kind of feels frustrating. It was just kind of annoying for me to hear. But basically what my friend kept saying to me over and over and over again was, it's okay, man. Like everything's always working out for you, always. And I kind of thought that he was like meaning me personally, which he maybe was. And it was kind of like it felt frustrating because it was like, man, I really don't think everything's always working out for me. Like for me, that's the way I was looking at it, I feel like a lot of people probably resonate with that because if you're anything like me, it's easy to look back on a lot of things that have happened to you in your life and been like, how is this working out for me? And the more I sat there and thought about it, the more it resonated with me because, when I think about all the things that I've been through in my life, whether they've been good, bad, ugly, whatever they could be, I still woke up this morning and I still have a roof over my head. I still have food in my fridge that I'm able to eat. I still have a job. And, there's been times in my life where I didn't, but regardless, everything kind of is always working out for me. And whether you're in a tough spot right now and you're kind of like, fuck, I really hate hearing that. Or maybe you're in a good spot in your life and you're like, yeah, he's 100% right. It is true. Because at the end of the day, you're still here. You're here to fight another day. You're still here to work on whatever problems you have in your life. You have the opportunity to work on the problems you have in your life, which is a blessing in and of itself. It's like if you really were to look at it, at the end of the day, everything is always working out for you. And so when my friend was saying this to me, it really, at first it was frustrating. And then by the time he was about to leave, I was like, man, what were you saying to me earlier? And I made him repeat it. I even got him to write on my whiteboard, and he ended up writing it in permanent Sharpie. And I was like, are you writing that in permanent Sharpie? He's like, dude, it's something you never can forget. And I was like, fuck, he's so right. And so, like I said, maybe you're in a tough spot right now, and you feel like maybe things aren't working out for you. You're not alone there. Like, I fucking have problems that come up all the time, and even a problem that came up today that was my fault. And if you find yourself in a situation where maybe something that, you're dealing with a tough situation and maybe it is your fault. That's how that's what I'm dealing with right now. And it's like, well, Maybe it's going to cost you a little bit of money. Maybe it's going to cost you a little bit of stress. Maybe it's going to frustrate you. Maybe it's going to make you feel embarrassed. Maybe you're going to feel like a fucking idiot. We all have those days. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go to bed tonight. I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning, and I'm going to have another opportunity to become better. I'm going to have another opportunity to be a little bit less careless in the future, and I'm going to be able to learn from my mistakes. I was listening to an interview today, and it was on a podcast, and it was a really wealthy man. He was sitting there talking about, in life, if you want to be an entrepreneur, he's specifically talking about entrepreneurial stuff, but I think in life, in general, whether it's about business or not, if you want to be great at anything, you have to be prepared to make mistakes. The people that stay stagnant in life, or the people that kind of never get to really live their dreams, are the people that were too afraid to make mistakes. They were too afraid to fuck up, or too afraid to look like an amateur in front of people. And so if you find yourself in a situation like that, it's kind of something that you're going to just stay in the exact same place in your life all the time. And so this is kind of a message to myself more than anybody else, because it's like, if you truly do want to be great, you have to be willing to make mistakes. And so I made a mistake recently. It kind of fucked up some of the plans that I have, and we're going to have to make some small adjustments, maybe not so small adjustments, but it is what it is. And, if you happen to make a mistake in business like I have, all you can do is be upfront about the people that are impacted. For me, personally, what happened was I kind of fucked up on some of the hoodie designs that we're making for Risen Fallen. And personally, this is something that's a little bit embarrassing for me to come, forthright and speak about, but I thought this would be the best place to do it. So essentially, I have to go to my supplier that's helping me out with creating all this merch, and I have to be like, hey, I know it's late in the process, but we got to make these adjustments to some designs. And then, since we've already been selling these in pre-sales, I have to go and message everybody that's purchased a hoodie already and say, hey, essentially, if you've purchased a hoodie already, these are the changes that we've made to the designs. If you want to still have your hoodie delivered to you, by all means, I will be sending it to you. If you'd like a full refund, I can issue that as well. That's basically the solution that I'm looking at. And maybe you're listening to this and you're like, hey, that doesn't sound that embarrassing. For me, it kind of seems embarrassing right now, but I'm sure I'm going to be able to look back on this and laugh, because at the end of the day, everything's always working out. And so this was a humbling experience for me. Though at the end of the day, I'm already, as I'm verbalizing this and talking it through, it really doesn't seem that bad. Might cost me a little bit more money. I guess that's it. Might cost me a couple sales at the most, but it is what it is. That's the way that the world works. When you fuck up in business, you just have to be, if you fuck up at anything in life, you just have to be open and honest and upfront about it. Like, hey, I messed this up. It is what it is. What do you guys think are the next steps? How would you like this situation to be resolved? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. As long as you're, surrounded by the right people and you're honest with those people, everything's always working out. So just a quick little episode for you guys, just to kind of give you a little bit of the update. If you do want to check out the merch, it's at risenfallen.com. If you want to support the podcast, if you want to support the community and some of the events that we have going on here. And if you guys have any questions, or you want to reach out, or you want to tell me I'm a fucking idiot, then shoot me a DM on Instagram. It's at risenfallen. So like I said, quick little episode for you. I just want to remind you that everything is always working out for you, as long as you're honest and as long as you're living kind of as virtuously as you can be. So that's all I got for tonight. I hope you're doing well. Much love and peace out, motherfuckers. Love you all.